It's Steve and Laura time. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness.
Hello, Steve. Laura?
Uh-huh.
Shoot, you recognize Steve, really?
We always got to go back. I catch him mid hoppity skippity jump, but we know we had to go back just to see all the different times that Steve and they walk in together, and Steve is doing something like this that is annoying to Laura, but you don't see that now. Yeah.
Steve, ribbit. One more ribbit out of you, and I'm having frog legs for dinner.
Uh-oh.
Ribbit, stop that.
Tell you what, sweetums. Let's make the fairy tale come true. Kiss this homely frog and turn him into a handsome prince.
That's the
I
story.
am not kissing a frog.
No,
Oh,
she's not.
come on. How about a horny toad?
This again.
Wacky Tacky will bond anything. Plastic, wood, stone, you name it.
Well, what would happen if I spread some on your lips?
Oh, my mouth will be shut forever. Why not, Snickers?
This is classic where they come through the door and Steve is doing something to irritate Laura, but that's why we got to keep looking from the old to the new, because there's so much has changed. Is Steve doing something?
I have never been so humiliated in my life.
I'm sure you have.
He said, "I'm sure you have." I've embarrassed you a good 50 times myself, huh? See.
What's going on here?
First, he put on that stupid kilt. Then he made a stupid bet that he could bowl a stupid strike with his stupid foot. Then he got a stupid toe caught in a stupid ball.
Well, it can happen to anyone.
Oh, don't be stupid.
Why are you two wearing?
Yeah.
What is that you two are wearing?
It's flamingo.
We just got to see. Remember, that's why we had to look at the ones, in the past. And just look at how happy Laura is now. Oh gosh.
He's been doing this all night. Every time he hears the word flamingo.
Flamingo.
Oh, Laura. Laura, why did you load him up? Laura likes this. Girl, don't be playing. You loaded him up. And then she got that big smile. Yeah, don't be fronting, Laura.
But why are you wearing that?
Yeah, it does require an explanation.
Steve always dresses to match the food he eats. And we went to El Cid tonight for Spanish food.
Okay. So how did he convince you to dress flamenco?
Flamingo.
Did it stay dance all around her? Laura likes it. Steve is just staring at him. Steve, say something. Come on now. Say something. Say something, Steve.
Yes?
Right.
Well, I have something very important to ask you, Carl. Please, stand up. Stand up.
Carl does not want to participate. Carl does not want to participate at all. Get up, Carl. Come on now. Be a good
All right.
sport.
What do you want to ask me?
Well, this might come as a bit of a shock to you, so you might want to sit down.
Steve. Hey, what? Carl, never mind. You should have never stood up. You should have stayed down.
Told me to stand up.
Right.
Yes,
Seriously.
but you were already sitting. So I couldn't ask you to sit if you were already doing it. So I asked you to stand up.
Okay.
And that way,
Oh, will you just get over it?
Mr. Winslow, I, Stephen Q. Urkel, hereby officially and respectfully request permission to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage.
Come on, Steve. I love this so much because it's a tradition that has kind of been lost. And let's remember, Steve has proposed to Laura a good 1,000 times already. But now he knows that it's real. Now that he knows they're going in that direction. So he comes to Carl, you know what I'm saying, man to man. And I absolutely love it. I love it.
Steve, let me get this straight. Laura, my daughter Laura, has agreed to marry you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
No, not yet. I just wanted your blessing before I asked her.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah. For a minute.
No, look, like it can look really small, but it's actually really big because I wanted to stop it right here because what's happening right now, this is going to pop up later. Carl's basically laughing in Steve's face about this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's, wait a minute, my daughter said yes to you, and he's laughing in his face. So we just got to pay attention to that because that pops up later.
Well, go ahead. Ask away.
Oh, thank you, Carl.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, straight up just laughing in Steve's face. You see how serious Steve is, though? Like, and Carl is just straight laughing in this dude's face. I feel bad for Steve sometimes.
Yes, okay, let me go. Yes, you can. Boy, I feel so much better now. For a second there, I thought Laura had, lost her mind.
Oh, wow. Yes. I love this. This is like one of my favorite scenes of them because that's why we had to go back and look. I'm telling you, you can't understand the fullness of Steve and Laura without knowing their history because they have so much. And like I said, their history is just as rich and their future will be richer. You feel me? But, I really love this scene because it does show their growth, and these things of Steve being Steve, right? He walks in, he's a frog. He walks in, he's got a quilt on going, but just all these other type of things, just walking in and Laura's kind of irritated. You don't see that now. You see this, she's trying to play the role, but Laura thinks this is hilarious, right? And that's why she set him up when she said it. Yeah, he's been saying, if you say flamenco. Laura, she knows that he was going to do that, right? So Laura is completely entertained by this now. And you just kind of see I've been saying an inner peace. But I wanted to point this out about Steve and Laura because I think that, I don't know if I've ever pointed out before. The one thing that you look at them is, and which also can be extremely admired, is you look at right now and you look at Laura and you're like, girl, you look so happy. You know what I'm saying? You look so, Natasha Cobbs, you make me happy. She looks happy. But if you really go and look at Steve and Laura, they're not the source of each other's happiness. They're happy around each other, right? Because Steve is doing this and there's a happiness that comes with that. But they don't make each other happy. They don't rely on each other for that. They don't rely on each other for joy, for their self-esteem, for their self-worth, for their, shall I say, like I said, happiness, right? So there's a difference in somebody being in your life and when they're around you, you're happy versus them being the source of your happiness. And this is what we can once again admire about Steve and Laura. There's a comfort that they have around each other because you see right now what Steve is doing. Steve can be, the essence of who he is, and Laura can be the essence of who she is. And that brings a happiness. But also the thing that they've done is they have invested in each other through all these years. That's why we always got to look back. They have invested in each other. You invest in other people, you're also investing in yourself. So all that time, many different things that Laura did, the many things, for Steve, and the many things that Steve did for Laura, she's investing in him, but, all the while investing back in herself, because when you invest in other people, you get better yourself. You cannot stay the same investing in somebody else. But this is also why a lot of people don't grow, because a lot of people don't want to take the time out to invest in somebody else, because they feel like if they invest in somebody else, what if this person becomes better than me and then I'm catching L's, right? Because you're investing knowledge and wisdom into them, whatever it may be, time, Laura jumping into a pool, knowing that she can swim, but, doing it so that Steve can learn how to swim so that he can graduate, like all these type of things, right? And when you go and you invest in somebody else, you get better yourself. And that's how Steve and Laura have gotten better. That's how they have matured. That's why they are their best selves, because they invest in each other. And it should be inspiring, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.